This is what I'm talking about. Believe in yourself. This idea that you are enough, and you are enough, my friend. I believe that all of the divisiveness in the dog training industry, all the fighting, all the gobbledygook that's out there is just meant to make you feel less than. And you're not. You know what? You have within you the commonsensical knowledge that how you act with your dog, how you treat your dog is the right way to treat your dog. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you that you're doing things like wrong. This is the thing that makes me crazy about it, is that people hire dog trainers and then they feel like they're wrong. Yes, today on the podcast, if we're back at it, if we're back into routine, it's January 2026. We're getting right into it. So, if you've ever been made to feel like you were wrong, this episode's for you. Let's get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Hey there, friend. I get this question a lot. Is the Fearless Framework only for fearful dogs? And listen, hey, I named it the Fearless Framework because that's what the marketing experts told me to do. Full disclosure, that's what they told me to do. They said pick one thing, speak to one thing. So I did. I picked fearful dogs because, well, I have a soft spot for the fearful dogs. And also I do work with a lot of dogs, and a lot of dogs do struggle with fear and unconfidence. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're excluding anyone. In fact, I'm not excluding you, my friend. Listen, if you're here and you're loving what you're hearing, if this podcast has made you think or helps you see your dog a little bit differently, or if you're not cringing at the idea when I say you should get out there and sniff some things with your dog, that sounds like a good time and not a weird-ass chore, then this work probably is a great fit for you. You don't necessarily even need to have a problem dog to benefit from a better relationship. So if you're curious or feeling a little left out because you're like, I don't think my dog is fearful, therefore I can't be a part of it all, that's not true. Go to beyondobedience.ca/fearless. If you're still not sure, you can go to beyondobedience.ca/contact. Send me a message, or even better, send me a voice memo. I'll respond to it. I always do. Hey, I think if you already know deep down this is what you're looking for, then go ahead and join us today. We would love to have you a part of this incredible community. Because, hey, new year, new you? No. New year, real you. Let's do this thing together. I'll see you there. Well, hello, my beautiful friend. It is Tracy. Welcome to Beyond Obedience, the podcast. Super duper welcome. If you're brand new to Beyond Obedience, the podcast in 2026, can you believe it? It is time. It's over now. Now we're all getting back into it. We're getting back into the routine. And I'm wondering, here's my question to you, my friend, because I want to know if it's just me. But I'm kind of meh about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of meh about it. I feel like I should be more excited. I feel as though I should be yay! It's the new year with all of this renewed energy and whatnot. But instead, I'm kind of meh. Anyone else like that? You know what's really weird for me? A little insight into my world. Normally I'm the person that I love Christmas, and so I do the decorations and I get the tree and all that stuff. And because I live in Lunenburg County in Nova Scotia, and if you didn't know it, it's the Christmas tree capital of the world. Of the world? Maybe. Yes. I can't remember. Pretty sure it's the world. It's not just Canada. I think it's the world. Doesn't matter. Point is, you cannot not have a Christmas tree. You know what I'm saying? That's not a thing that happens here in Lunenburg County. But so I love doing all of that. But I'm also the same person that, like, come January 1st, I'm like stripping that bad boy down and I'm dragging that tree down to my goats. Like, I'm like, Merry Christmas, goats. Like, and they love the tree. And for some reason this year, it's like, what's the date? It's January 5th. My tree is still up. And I look at it nighttime and go, it's still pretty. Which I'm like, what is wrong with me? Normally I'm like cleaning out the tree. I'm cleaning out the cupboards. I'm like, it's a brand new year, you know, like, and this year, not so much. Now, some of that is probably due to the fact that, man, December was hard for me. Was hard for me. If it was hard for you, hey, like, let's hug this out together. Let's just take a moment. Deep sigh, hug it out. I don't know about you if you've been following what's going on here in my life. We've had quite the thing with Nigel. We're still not out of the woods with Nigel. He's had two, count them, two major abdominal surgeries, which is huge for a dog. Nigel is 11 and he's, you know, it's a lot for him. And we're still at he's got to go in today to get his staples out from his second surgery, and he's still not walking. We're still hopeful. I'm hoping to change his antibiotics to doxycycline because if it's an anaplasmosis thing that's causing the paralysis, then we still have hope. So we're still hopeful and prayerful, but I'm not going to lie, my friend. Oh, this is the time when I'm like regretting large dogs. Because when you have a large dog that isn't walking, try carrying a large dog or supporting a large dog that isn't walking. I mean, I know I said I wanted to do strength training in 2026, but this wasn't how I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, needless to say, I'm Christmas. You know what I mean? Like it was good. Like it wasn't all like tragic, but it was I'm tired. I'm tired. I feel like by the time, because winter is hard and it's been cold and we've had ice storms, my driveway is a sheet of ice. And if you know, I live on a hill, which means it's a speedy commute down to the barn, but a treacherous commute back up. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. I live on a hill. So yeah, it's been a thing. And so there's been, freezing rain and ice and snow and all the like, and buckets frozen and things happening. And, I'll give you a hint on how hard it's been. Last week, we had to take Nigel in for another set of shots for his B1 and all sorts of his other shots to help him. And we missed the first appointment due to inclement weather. We went to go to the second appointment. We were like, how are we going to get him down to the car? He's not walking. We took him down in a sled. We put him on a sled. We put him on a sled to get him down to the car. So anyway, it's been something. And I think that's why I have this sort of sense of, I just need my dog to get better, like I just need him to start walking, even if it's just a little, start walking. That's all I need. Anyway, I didn't want to come out here and be all like, listen to my problems. Tracy's podcast has just become her therapy session. Welcome to my world. But no, let's talk about you. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you, my friend. Now, if you heard my last podcast on January 1st, I talked about the word of the year. And some of you showed up in the Facebook group and were like, here's my word. And I'm like, thank you very much. I love sharing what people said. I have to say, Laurel came in strong with her word. Her words is leave it. And I laughed at that. She said she's using it in her life, not just for her dogs. And I love it. Sandy said happy. That's a lovely word. Stacy came in with productive. Productive is her word for the year. And I was like, that's a working dog's mama right there. That is a working dog. Stacy's my friend, and she's a fellow GSD mom, and so she's got a working dog. So I love that productive is her word. Lori said she has 2 words, calm and breathe. Yes. Arlene said patience. Love that. Sally came in with consistency. That's a pretty good word. That's a pretty good word. I don't think that's one I could commit to this year. I don't think I can commit to being consistent this year. Mine is just going to be the show up. Shut up and show up. That's going to be mine. I think I said that last time. Sarah said sparkle. And that took me a moment. Like I was like, sparkle, that's an interesting word. And then I kind of loved it. Just because it could mean, well, it can mean whatever you want it to mean. But for me, I was like, I think it's about seeing the sparkle in everything. Like, and there's so much sparkle right now. Like as much as I'm like, I am next level complaining about winter right now. Like, and I mean, like if there was a rating for how much I'm complaining, I'd be off the charts complaining about winter right now. I'm like full in on it. I'm like, I hate winter. Like I'm all in on again, I did fall already. That is a thing that's happened. I was trying to chip the ice off of the driveway so that I could get my dog to the vet. And there was snow on it. And at first I got all confident because I was like, oh no, this snow is kind of sticky. So it's giving me traction on the ice. And then it let me down. And sure enough, I fell, slipped on the ice. And I was just lying on the driveway, just staring up at the sky, being like, look at the sparkle. Look at the sparkle. Thanks, Sarah. You reminded me to see, because it was sparkly. There was so much, because of the freezing rain, there was so much glittery, like I have a willow tree in the front. And so there was like just these dangling, sparkly, willowy things glistening in the sunlight. And I was like, see, Sarah came in clutch there with her word. Helen also said calm. I love all of these people that are looking for calm this year. What a nice word. I wanted to share Heather's though. I didn't ask her, but Heather's usually pretty great at letting me borrow her words. Heather has a way with words. I just love it so much. So Heather said, my 2 words for 2026 are believe. I love this. This is relevant for all areas of my life to have a stronger belief in my own qualities, but to share in this group, I will believe in myself and Jordy. Believe in my capabilities, that I can do this mindset. Believe in my canine communication, which is emotion, intent, and body language. Believe in the importance of bracing and living in the canine world, which is relevance and fulfillment. Believe in my own perception and decisiveness, which is leadership, and believe that I am enough. My intention is that this will lead to authenticity in my composure and calmness and bring about a deeper trust, which leads me to the word for my partnership with Jordy, one where the 2 of us together are relaxed. Oh. I mean, come on. That was so good. You know, I actually left her a comment and said that she always amazes me and her ability to put to words everything that I want for everyone. Like it's everything that I want for, like, it made my heart sing that I'm like, yes, 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 yes. This is it. This is what I'm talking about. Believe in yourself. This idea that you are enough, and you are enough, my friend. I believe that all of the divisiveness in the dog training industry, all the fighting, all the gobbledygook that's out there is just meant to make you feel less than. And you're not. You know what? You have within you the commonsensical knowledge that how you act with your dog, how you treat your dog is the right way to treat your dog. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You know, don't let anyone tell you that you're doing things like wrong. This is the thing that makes me crazy about it, is that people hire dog trainers and then they feel like they're wrong. You know, I see it time and time again, especially when I used to do like in homes or had people coming for like in-person consultations. I could see it in them. There were things they didn't want to tell me. Like people were holding back, being like, well, I don't. And I'm like, just say the things that you want to say. And they're like, well, I did this, but I heard that that's wrong. It's not. It's not. It's not. Right. And even if I think that there could be something done differently, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're wrong, because you are a person that loves your dog, right? And inside that is your innate knowledge of what you're doing. Now, if it's been mucked up, if you're doing all this other stuff, it's because you're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to your innate qualities. You're not listening to that little voice inside your head that says, this doesn't feel right. Right? One of the things I find so interesting, especially in this world now, is the amount of people that come up to me and are like, I just don't feel good about having to give all this food to my dog just to get them to do stuff. And I'm like, exactly. And I'm not against food. I'm not against food. I'm so for using food and rewards in my time with my dogs. I just do it in a different way. I don't do it as bribery or marking of cues and whatnot. And hey, if you want to queue up your training and do stuff, you can. But I don't know. Anyway, I've gone way off track on this, but I wanted to take this moment to sort of shout out to Heather, who is just always brilliant at her reflection on her work. She's been in the Fearless framework for a little while now, and she's just done some amazing things with her dog. She knows that it's a lifelong journey, so it's not something that you're like, I'm done it. I've done all the work and now it's perfect. It's always going to be. We're always learning. I'm still learning. I'm learning every single day. I've learned so much from Gunther. Oh, so much I've learned from Gunther. So anyway, I just wanted to share those words. What's your word? Tell me your word. Let me know what your word is, because I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And then to kind of go on this theme, this is what I kind of wanted to talk about today. I wanted to dismiss this cultural myth that we hear in the new year, especially because I'm not feeling it. Because I'm not feeling it. I wanted to discuss this whole like new year, new me mantra. You've heard it. I know you've heard it. New year, new me. Let's be honest though, it's rarely new. Right? It's more often like, hey, I got this new planner, but the same overwhelm. Like, now I've organized all of the things that I have to do and I still feel just as overwhelmed. Or it's like a New Year's resolution, but your dog is still barking at the neighbor and you're like, this isn't working. Maybe it's a new hope, but you have the exact same habits. It's not failure. Honestly, it's just humanity. It's just who we are. So I wanted to get real about it and call it out and be like, let's not do that. Change isn't about flipping a calendar page. Now, don't get me wrong. There is scientific stuff that goes around this idea of the new year, the new week, the new quarter, the new month. There's something about the start of something that gives us a bit of a reset where we can go, now I'm going to do this thing. That's a thing that happens 100%. But it also then is it's a setup for failure when we don't really have what it takes to follow through. And I want you to be sort of aware of it. And awareness doesn't mean self-shame and be like, well, I didn't do it again. But I want you to actually, shift that question instead of like, what do I need to fix about myself? Because that's what it comes down to, right? When we're talking about New Year's resolutions, most of the time it's stuff like, I need to lose weight. I need to quit drinking, smoking, whatever it is. Like, it's this, like, the thing you don't like about yourself. And that's the thing that you want to fix. That's your New Year's resolution. But what if instead this year, we're just going to embrace who I already am? I'm just going to embrace it. Right. And then like even the messy parts, it's one of the reasons why I like the word of the year instead of the resolution. Something that I can stick on my computer that it can sort of anchor me back into a theme of how I want to show up. And not in a way, because you know what they always say? They always say like resolutions or goals have to be like measurable and, you know, all this stuff. I don't think we should have a goal on that if it's going to make us feel like garbage. Right? Right? We want to just be able to sort of have a theme, and that's why I love these words, especially Heather's words. Believe is just, you know, I think that's the hardest thing, because when we struggle, that's where we lose everything. We lose the belief. So what about if this year, instead of resolutions, we do a New Year's invitation, right? Instead of fixing yourself, you know, just invite yourself to be with yourself, right? Not just being with, like when you're doing the be with this year, I want you to, yes, be with your dog. I want you to look at it as an awareness thing, but I actually want you to be with yourself. I want you to sit in those moments with yourself and your dog. I want you to be curious instead of critical of that. I want you to say, how interesting. Nothing's changed there. I want you to say, how interesting, when the tough stuff shows up. And I want you to be able to lead through it. Now, leadership, and I'm going to talk about that in the next episode, but leadership, one of the core pillars of leadership is being able to lead no matter what. And this is where I fall apart. This is where most of us fall apart. This is where I struggled with all December. My patience, my calm, my peace, all of it was challenged to the brim this Christmas season, as I so badly wanted to still create the magic of Christmas while also literally looking at my soulmate of a dog. I mean, if you don't know Nigel, if you haven't had the honor of meeting Nigel, I mean, if you have, then you know. The big joke that went around, especially in my earlier years when I was doing a lot of in-person and seminars, was I always came in and said, I know everyone thinks their dog is the best, but unfortunately that role has already been taken because Nigel is the best. And and so he got nicknamed the best. All of my fellow trainer friends would always, whenever I said Nigel's name, they'd be like, he's the best. And I'm like, he is the best, because he is the best. Full disclosure, he's the best. This dog is everything. He is basically the presence that took the place of Wellington when we lost Welly. He is the most non-reactive, most level, most calm, no matter what. Like, no matter what is going on, Nigel is always steady and calm. He is, again, the epitome of what true leadership means. He's the reason why. I mean, if you had me come to your house to like help you with your dog, if it was a fearful dog, if it was an anxious dog, if it was, you know, even if it was an aggressive dog, there's a good chance I brought Nigel. Unless it was an intact male, then I did not bring Nigel, because that just makes the other intact males a little bit, you know, angry. But there's a good chance that I brought Nigel. If if we were leading pack walks, there's a good chance Nigel was there. When I went to pick up my puppy Gunther, Nigel came with. Why? Because he is the monkey see, monkey do I wanted for that puppy. I knew that bringing home a puppy, that in that very big stressful moment where we rip a puppy from their mom and their siblings and everything that they know, I knew that Nigel's presence would be so much more powerful than what I could ever provide for that puppy in those moments, because we were driving back home. It was a 2-day drive. We had to stop at hotels and all of the things. Like, nothing was normal. There was no pattern of predictability for this poor little man who had literally his whole world got turned upside down. And I knew that Nigel's presence would be that calm anchoring that he needed. And it was. That's who Nigel is. And so you can imagine, I am not my best self because Nigel is not well. And you feel helpless and hopeless and all the things when your dog isn't feeling well. all the things when your dog isn't feeling well. And so it has been a challenge. December was a challenge. Let's just leave it at that. December was a challenge. So I'm coming into the new year still a little tired because I haven't gotten that resolution. I haven't had that big sigh breath moment where I can be like, yeah, we're on the other side of this. We're on the mend. I will say that surgically and internally, he's much better. He's getting food down. He's pooping and peeing. But I can't get this dog to walk yet. So I'm not my best self. And because of that, it's affecting my leadership. And I've had to make a lot of adjustments. And those are the things I'm going to talk about next time. So you got to come back. So if you're someone who's going through it yourself, come back to the next episode. I'm going to talk more about what we do as proper leadership when everything else around you is falling apart. What leadership in 2026 is all about. We're going to talk about that next time on Beyond Obedience podcast. Listen, if you liked this episode, can you do me a favor? Head on over to Apple, give me a 5-star written review. Really helps to push the podcast out to more and more people. Share it with your friends. If you're on Spotify, leave me a comment. Subscribe, do all the things that you can do. It really does help. It really does help to push the podcast out to more and more people. And as always, my dog loving friend, you get out there today and you be the person that your dog thinks you are. Because your dog thinks that you are amazing, and so do I. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only and is not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you are really struggling with your dog, please reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now.